Hello YouTube. So today I'm going to be showing you guys my Orcust ABC deck profile. So first of all, the first card in the extra deck is going to be ABC Dragon Buster. This card allows you to, once per turn on a quick effect, discard a card and target a card on the field to banish it, so this is a spell or trap. And then if it is, you can also quick effect distribute this card and target 3 of your banished light machine monsters with different names and special summon them. So that's going to be the materials, most of the time that's going to be the materials you used for bringing this card out. You're realistically only going to bring it out once per duel, once per duel, and that's kind of perfect anyways because it's limited. So next of all, we've got Dingirsu, the Orcust of the Evening Star. Dingirsu is kind of like the main card for the Orcust engine right now. So when it's special summoned, you can target a card your opponent controls and send it to the graveyard. So it's sending, not destroying, which is really good. And on top of that, you can attach banished machine monsters to this as material. However, that is, you can only activate one of these effects when it's special summoned, so you can't send a card your opponent controls and attach a banished machine monster. It has to be one or the other. However, it also negates destruction effects. So if you get like Darkhold while Dingirsu is on the board with a series material, you can detach material and negate that. So next off, Dark Rebellion. So you play a decent amount of level 4s in the deck, and it's kind of just a way to beat over really tough and really hard monsters. So you detach 2 materials and target a face-up monster your opponent controls. Its attack becomes half its current attack, and if it does, this card gains that lost attack. Next, Tornado Dragon. On a quick effect, which is really good, you can detach a material and target a spell trap card in the field, destroy it. And finally, for the rank 4s, Castell. Detach 1 material from this card and target a face-up monster in the field, change it to face-down defense position. You can also detach 2 materials from this card, then target a face-up card in the field to shuffle into the deck. Most of the time you're going to be using the second effect just because it's a little bit more useful. Actually quite a bit more useful. Next, Orchestra. So this card is a lot of people don't use in their decks. I really like this card because it allows you to beat over a potentially high attack point monster, and it allows you to shuffle 3 of your banished machine monsters back into the deck, and on top of that, it has 3,000 attack, and it can be special summoned from your graveyard with Symbol Skeleton, and if you have Babel on your field, you can special summon it during your opponent's turn, which is just like crazy advantage. Topologic Cerberus just to banish all cards on the field, so if you have like a potentially like annoying card on the field, then special summon this card and special summon a cards to a zone that this card points to and banish all cards on the field. Borreload for easy removal of monsters, so if your opponent has like a hard monster that you just can't get over, Borreload will steal it for you and then it'll be sent to the graveyard in the next turn. Longirsu, I think I've only ever summoned this card like once. It's really kind of underperformed, so if you're going to take out any card in the deck, it really should be Longirsu. So actually I think if you were going to replace it with something, it really should be Ningirsu, because Ningirsu and Longirsu do similar things. Longirsu, so you can shuffle 2 of your banished machine monsters, you can target 2 of your banished machine monsters, shuffle them into the deck, and then send a linked monster your opponent controls to the graveyard, and then Ingirsu just sends a card your opponent controls to the graveyard. So it doesn't even really have to be linked, but still, Lungirsu is kind of like an archetype card, which is why it's so good. Another card that really underperformed is Galatea, and while it itself hasn't really underperformed. It's the number of copies that's kind of underperformed. Like, this is another card that I would take out of the deck. Like, not completely, I would put it at probably 2, but I think 3 is a bit much, just because when you have 3 Galatea, like, I don't think I've ever actually taken 3 Galatea out in one duel. I've taken out 2, but never really 3. So I think if you really want to exchange some more cards, then Galatea would be another great option. Dingirsu is another good one to kind of take out, because I don't think I've ever really special summoned it twice in one duel, from the extra deck anyways. And but back to Galatea. Galatea, if this linked card cannot be destroyed by battle, you can target one of your banished machine monsters, shuffle into the deck, and then you can set an Orcust spell trap card directly from your deck. You can only use this effect of Galatea the Orcust automaton once per turn. So setting that Orcust spell trap card is really good because it allows you to set Babel, which is really why the deck is good. So also another thing to keep in mind with this is that you can just shuffle one of your banished Orcust monsters into the deck. You don't have to you don't have to set a Orcust card. You can, but it's not a mandatory effect. So if you're running out of Orcust monsters in your deck and you want to, shuffle them back into the deck, you can do that. So next of all, Platinum Gadget cannot be used as link material the turn it is link summoned. During your main phase, you can special summon a level 4 or lower machine monster from your hands to zone this card points to. If this card is destroyed by power or card effect, you can special summon one level 4 gadget monster from your deck. You can only use this effect to Platinum Gadget once per turn. This is another card that really has underperformed. It's another card that's, kind of cuttable. Next off is Union Carrier. The same with this, I have only taken it out a few times. It allows you to target a face-up monster you control, equip a monster from your hand or deck with its same original type or attribute. The equipped monster gains 1,000 attack. If you equipped from the deck, you cannot special summon monsters with that equipped name for the rest of this turn. You can only activate this effect of Union Carrier once per turn. It can also help with the Buster Lock, which is basically allowing you to makes your opponent not be able to special summon from the extra deck. So like, if you use Union Carrier on one of your Orcust monsters, then your opponent just straight up won't be able to special summon from the extra deck, which is just crazy. Yeah, that's kind of the extra deck. Yeah, so if you're going to make changes, Galatea, probably Platinum Gadget, maybe Union Carrier, and maybe a Dingirsu. Other than that, there isn't really many things. So a reason to keep Dingirsu at 2, though, is because if your opponent cold buys your Dingirsu and banishes it somehow, then it's good to know that you have like a second one. Okay, so main deck. So I play a decent amount of dangers in the deck because it allows you to first of all draw into your cards. B, it allows you to get your Orcust monsters into the graveyard so that they can have their effects to activate. And C, it allows you to get your ABC cards into the graveyard so that they can be banished for ABC Dragon Buster. So, 2 level 8s, Dragon, Danger, and Thunderbird basically the materials for Din Gears 2. Their other effects allow you to, so you can reveal this card in your hand. So, well, you're probably familiar with Dangers, but in case you're a new player or something like that, you can reveal this card in your hand. Your opponent randomly chooses one card from your entire hand. Then you discard the chosen card. Then if the discarded card was not Danger Bigfoot, special summon one Danger Bigfoot from your hand, and if you do, draw a card. If this card is discarded, you can target a face-up card your opponent controls, destroy it. And so that first effect of, the first effect of revealing the card in your hand, your opponent discards a card, and if the discarded card was not Bigfoot, special summon one Bigfoot from your hand, or, you know, if it's a Thunderbird, you know, like that effect is the same across all of the dangers, except it's for their, you know, respective names, danger names, if that makes any sense. But the next effect of like destroying a card, that's different across the dangers. So this one allows you to destroy a set card your opponent controls. Nessie allows you to add a danger card from your deck to your hand. Mothman allows you to draw a card. Well, both players draw a card and then discard a card. Tsukioko. The snake allows you to special summon itself either way. It's just that one way allows you to draw a card, the other doesn't. Jackalope allows you to special summon a danger from your deck. Yeah, so that's what the dangers do. You can also run the spell and trap cards, though I don't really recommend it. They're okay, but they're not great. Next of all, Nightmare allows you to have one of your monsters gain attack and then send a Orcust monster from your deck to the graveyard. That's the basic. That's basically how it works. There are a few other things, but that's the main effects that you're really going to need to know. Union Driver allows you to banish it to equip a appropriate Union monster. Let's see. You can banish this equip card, equip a level 4 or lower appropriate Union monster from your deck to the monster that was that this card was equipped to. And then you can, you know, it's a hard once per turn, so you can really only use it once per turn, the same as with the Orcust monsters. Assault Core, target a light machine monster you control, equip this card to that card, or unequip this card and special summon it. The rest of the effects don't really matter. I guess if the equipped monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, destroy this card instead. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, so that's including the spell and trap card zone, you can add a other Union monster from your graveyard to your hand. Most of the time, you're not really going to need that effect. In fact, you're probably not going to want to use it, because your Union monsters, you want them into the graveyard to be able to special summon Dragon Buster, but I don't know, if you have like a I don't know, if you're in a situation where you want to add it back to your hands, then I guess you'd want to do that. Buster Drake's really the best Union card, because it does the same thing. So the equipping and unequipping, all of the Union monsters do the same thing. Even Union Driver, I just didn't go over that effect with you. Buster Drake, if it's sent from the field to the graveyard, add a Union monster from your deck to your hand. So it adds a Union monster, and then you can discard it off of Danger Mothman. So the basic combo with this is activate Hanger or Terraforming to get Hanger, and then add Buster Drake if you didn't already have it in your hand, and then normal Buster Drake, use Hanger to equip a Assault Core or C Crush Wyvern, depending on your hand. So like if you have a Assault Core in your hands, then you're going to want to crush C Crush add, or you're going to want to equip C Crush Wyvern. The opposite is also true. Yeah, that's basically how it works. And then C Crush Wyvern allows you to special summon a union monster from your hand. So if you have B Buster Drake, if you normal B Buster Drake, and then equip the C Crush Wyvern, and then both of them are sent to the graveyard because probably used for like a Link Summon or something like that, then you can, and you have A Assault Core in your hand, then you can special summon the A Assault Core, which is, you know, really good. And I guess at that point in time you wouldn't really even have to activate Buster Drake's effect. Next off, Symbol Skeleton. This allows you to banish it from your graveyard and target an Orcust monster in your graveyard, except Symbol Skeleton. Special summon it. Also, you can't special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except Stark monsters. So that means you wanna use your ABC monster effects first to get into ABC Dragon Buster before you activate your Orcust cards, because then they're just going to lock you out of light monsters and whatever monsters you may be using. The same goes for, yeah, I think it may actually only, yeah, for Brass Bombard. Brass Bombard allows you to special summon a Orcust monster from your hand. Yeah, but you know, you have to banish it from the graveyard, and then you can't special summon except for the rest of the turn except Dark monsters. Terraforming to search out Union Hanger. You don't really want to use Terraforming to search out Babel because Galatea will do that for you. Hand Destruction to get the cards into your graveyard and draw deeper into your deck. Orchestrated Einsets. I'm pretty sure I butchered that name, but yeah. So the reason I don't think many people play this card, but I would have to say it might be better than Babel. And a lot of people are gonna really hate me for that, but it allows you, if your opponent normal or special summons a monster, except during the damage step, you can take an Orcust or World Legacy monster from your hand or deck and either send it to the graveyard or banish it. So most of the time you're just going to want to send it to the grave. But that's like, the reason that's really good is because it allows you to, you know, send, like, if you don't have Symbol Skeleton in your graveyard, you can send the Symbol Skeleton in your graveyard to your graveyard, and then it will allow you to special summon one of your Orcust monsters. So Ingirsu or Orchestron or Longirsu or Galatea, you know, or I guess you could summon Brass Bombard or Nightmare, but I don't think that's, most of the time that's probably not a great idea. Next off, Hanger. This card allows you to, when it's activated, add a Light Machine monster, Union monster from your deck to your hand. And if it, once per turn, if a Light Machine Union monster is normal or special summoned to your field, except during the damage step, you can target one of those monsters, equip a appropriate Light Machine Union monster with a different name from your deck to that monster. But the Union monster you equipped cannot be special summoned this turn. You can only activate one Union Hanger per turn. So it just allows you to get, it really allows you to get easy access into ABC Dragon Buster. So yeah, next off, Babel. It basically turns all of your Orcust monsters into quick effects. And also you can if it's in your graveyard, you can discard a card or send a card from your hand to the graveyard and add it back to your hand. And then Crescendo is just the negate. when the Spell Trap or Monster effect is activated, well, you can draw a Orcust Link monster and negate the activation, and if you do, banish it, and then you can banish this card from your graveyard, adds to your hand one of your Dark Machine monsters that is banished from your deck. You cannot special summon a turn you activate this effect except Dark Machine monsters. So if you special summon ABC Dragon Buster, even if it was before you try to activate the second effect of Crescendo, then you won't be able to activate Crescendo because it has to be during a turn that you don't special summon any monsters besides dark monsters, so you can't even special summon the light monster before you activate Crescendo. Yeah, that is the deck. If there are things that I could change about the main deck, probably World Legacy, World Wand, if you want to cut down on Sea Crush Wyvern and the ASL core, because they're not really as good in my opinion. Yeah, I think that other than that, I think that the deck is really pretty good. If you want to take out some of the extra deck monsters, that's, good too, because some of them you just don't really use. But yeah, that is the deck profile, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Peace!